Welcome. You made it here. Whatever this day held for you, whatever weight you carried from the first hour to this one, you can set it down now. This is a space for rest. This is a place where the only voice you need to hear is a gentle one. Tonight, we are going to walk through a story together, not a complicated one, not one that asks anything of you, but a simple, ancient story about a shepherd and about the people and the creatures he watches over through the long hours of the night. And by the time this story is done, it is my sincere hope that you will be asleep. But first, let's breathe together. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Let your belly rise first, then your chest. Hold it gently just for a moment. And breathe out through your mouth slowly, as if you're fogging a cold window pane. Again, breathe in slowly. Feel the air fill you from the bottom up. Hold. And out, let everything go with that breath. The worry, the unfinished thought, the thing you meant to do and didn't, let it all ride out on that breath. One more time. Breathe in, and this time, as the air fills you, imagine for just a moment that you are breathing in something peaceful, something quiet, something that already knows your name and is not afraid of it. Hold, and out slowly all the way out. Good. Let's pray together before we begin. If you are comfortable, close your eyes, or simply let your gaze go soft, unfocused. Let the ceiling or the darkness above you become a kind of sky. Lord, you are the shepherd, and we are the ones who get tired. Tonight we come to you not with eloquence, not with long lists of needs, but simply with ourselves, as we are already lying down, already trying to rest. We ask you to be near, not in a way that demands anything of us, but in the way a lantern is near, steady, warm, not going anywhere. Let this night be safe. Let the mind that is still turning over the troubles of the day be stilled, not by force, but by the gentle reminder that you have already seen tomorrow, and you are already there, and it is already held in your hands. For the one listening tonight who is anxious, let peace come like a slow tide, rising quietly, covering the sharp edges, making everything softer. For the one who is exhausted, let sleep come as a kindness, as the gift it was always meant to be, not a collapse, but a trust, a laying down of the self into hands that will not drop it. For the one who is lonely, let this voice and this story be a small companionship tonight, a reminder that the night has never been truly empty, that you are in it as you have always been. And when we wake, let us remember that we were held, even when we did not feel it, even when the dark seemed very dark. Amen. Now settle in. Pull whatever warmth you have a little closer. Let your body grow heavy and still. And let me tell you a story. The first hour, dusk at the fold. There is an hour just at the end of day when the light does something extraordinary. It doesn't vanish all at once. It doesn't simply turn off like a lamp. Instead, it lingers, it softens. It spreads itself across the land like a man slowly unfolding a blanket, and the whole world, for just a few minutes, turns gold. The hills turn gold. The grass turns gold. Even the dust on the road, the dust that has been ordinary and unremarkable all day, even that dust catches the last of the light and turns to something almost holy. This is the hour the shepherd loves best. His name is Eli. He is not young. His hands show the years, rough and brown and mapped with small scars, the kind you earn not from great battles but from ordinary work done faithfully over a long time. A thorn here, a stone there, the kind of hands that have opened gates and mended fences and carried small wet animals in the rain. He has been on the hillside since before dawn. That is what it means to be a shepherd. It means the day begins in the dark, and it ends in the dark, and in between, the sun crosses the whole of the sky overhead, and Eli watches it go, the way you watch a familiar friend pass through a room. Tonight, he is bringing the flock home. And there is a sound to this, a particular sound, that anyone who has ever heard it once will never forget it. It is the sound of many small hooves on dry ground. Not thunder, not loud, but present, a soft percussion, a collective movement, the sound of creatures who have been scattered all day across a wide hillside, now coming together, now moving as one. And beneath that sound, the soft calls, the low conversations of sheep, which are not so different from the low conversations of people at the end of a long day, murmuring to one another, not saying much, just saying, I am here, I am near, I made it through. Eli walks at the rear of the flock. This is where a good shepherd walks. Not at the front, not at the center, but behind, where he can see all of them, where he can notice if one begins to wander, where he can catch what the flock itself cannot see because it is too busy moving forward. His staff is in his right hand, not as a weapon, never as a weapon, but as a third leg, a steadier, a thing to lean on when the ground is uneven, and out here, the ground is always a little uneven. The fold is not far now. He can see it, a low stone enclosure, old as his grandfather, older perhaps, walls that have been repaired so many times that every generation of the family has left a different shade of stone in the patching. So the whole wall is a kind of record, a quiet history. This crack was mended 30 years ago by a man now gone. This gap was filled after the winter that broke everything. This corner was rebuilt by Eli himself when he was young. And the stones he chose are slightly too large. The arrogance of a young man who thought bigger meant stronger. He smiles at that corner every time he passes it. The flock presses through the gate. One by one, two by two, they come in and Eli stands at the entrance and he counts them. This is the moment he has been moving toward all day. This counting, this small act of accounting, this quiet naming of each one as they pass. Not just numbers, though he knows the numbers, but individuals. He knows them all. There is the old ewe with the slight limp in her left foreleg. She has had it since the autumn before last, when she stepped into a rabbit hole on the eastern slope. It has never entirely healed, but it doesn't trouble her much anymore. She has adapted. She knows which ground to trust and which ground to test. She comes through the gate with a kind of dignity, not hurrying, not slow, simply herself. And Eli watches her go and feels something that is not quite pride and not quite tenderness, but is somewhere between the two. There is the young ram, still not fully decided about himself, still testing the edges of things, pressing against the others, seeing what holds and what gives way. He came into the fold with the energy of someone who has not yet learned that energy spent proving yourself is energy that could have been spent simply being yourself. But he will learn, they all do, in time. He passes through the gate with a little sideways toss of his head, and Eli murmurs something low and even, and the ram settles. There is a small ewe, second from last, who always is second from last, as if she has decided this is her position in the world and she is at peace with it. Not last, never the straggler who worries the shepherd, but not jostling for the front either, simply second from last, utterly consistent, utterly herself. Eli has wondered sometimes if she knows something the others don't. Whether she has made a small, quiet choice to simply be exactly where she is, without apology and without ambition. He rather admires her for it. And last, always last, a lamb. Not because the lamb is weak, not because it is afraid, but because the lamb is endlessly curious, and the hillside is endlessly interesting. And every evening is a small negotiation between the lamb's curiosity and the shepherd's patience. And every evening, the shepherd's patience wins gently, without drama. The lamb comes through the gate with that particular lamb energy, a small bouncing motion in the step, a brief, bright sound. And then, finding its mother inside the fold, it goes still and leans against her, and the energy drains away like water, like it was never there. Eli closes the gate. He leans his staff against the wall, and he counts one final time. All present, all home. He sits down on the stone beside the gate. The fire is small tonight, just enough, a low orange thing that breathes and shifts in the night breeze, casting its warmth in a circle that just barely reaches him. And he looks up. The first star has appeared. Just one at first in the deep blue above the eastern hills, but as he watches another, and another, the sky is performing its nightly unveiling, drawing back curtain after curtain, and each time you think it must be done, there is more. Always more. He pulls his cloak around him. The night air is cool, not cold, but cool in the way that is kind, the way that says the work is done. The warmth you kept going all day can rest now. You don't have to burn quite so hot. And he breathes. In and out. And the flock breathes around him. All that gathered warmth and quiet movement. The collective exhale of a day well survived. He thinks about his grandfather, who sat on this same stone. He thinks about his father who taught him the counting, not just numbers but names, who said, "A shepherd who only knows his count does not know his flock. You must know them, everyone. You must know the one who limps and the one who wanders and the one who is always second to last, because the shepherd above knows you that way, and you are learning from him." Eli did not fully understand that when he was young. He thought it was a lesson about sheep. Now he understands it was a lesson about being known. about what it means to be truly, specifically, individually known. Not as part of a crowd, not as a number in a count, but as yourself, the particular you with your particular limp and your particular curiosity and your particular place in the order of things. Known. The fire settles. The lamb, nestled against its mother, makes a small sound and is quiet. The stars have multiplied until the sky is full of them. The kind of sky you only see far from cities, the kind of sky that makes you feel very small, not in a frightening way, but in the way that is actually a relief, the way that reminds you that the universe is very large, and it is being held, and you are part of what is being held. If you are still awake, that is all right. Let the fold be your image tonight. You are inside it. The gate is closed. The shepherd has counted, and you were counted, and you are here, and all is well. The night has just begun, and the shepherd is watching. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. The second hour, the lost one. The second hour of the night is different from the first. In the first hour, there is still light enough to remember the day, still enough warmth in the air to feel the boundary between then and now. But the second hour belongs fully to the dark. The dark has settled in, the way a guest settles into a chair fully, without apology, as if it has always lived there, as if the light was the visitor and the dark is what remains when the visitor goes home. This is the hour that can feel long. This is the hour that certain thoughts find their way in, the ones you manage to outrun all day, the ones that waited at the edge of your mind like patient birds on a fence post, not aggressive, not demanding, just waiting, knowing you would eventually slow down enough to let them land. If those thoughts have found you tonight, that is all right. We are going to follow a different story now. A story about someone who knows what it is to be lost in the second hour, and what it is to be found. Her name is Miriam, and she is 8 years old, and she is not where she is supposed to be. It began the way most lost things begin, not with a dramatic decision, not with a map and a plan, but with a small distraction, and then another, and then another, until when she finally looked up, the familiar landmarks were gone, and the light was going, and the path she had always known was not there. She had been watching a butterfly, not a remarkable butterfly, a plain brown thing, the kind that ought not to be interesting enough to follow for 20 minutes into unfamiliar scrubland. But it had a pattern on its wings like 2 small moons, and she had wanted to see it land so she could count the moons, and now the butterfly was long gone, and the scrubland pressed in on all sides, and the dark was coming. For a few minutes, she was very still. This is what children do, what people do when they realize they are lost. They go still, hoping that stillness will somehow undo the problem, hoping that if they stand very quiet in the place where the mistake happened, the world will back up like a cart and put them on the right road. The world, of course, does not back up. Then she tried to be very logical. She was her father's daughter, and her father was a practical man, and practical people, when they are in trouble, make a plan. So she made a plan. She would go downhill, because downhill always led somewhere. Downhill led to water, and water led to roads, and roads led to people. But the ground here was not simple. It folded and turned. What seemed like downhill in one direction became uphill 3 steps later, and the brush was thicker than she expected. And there were sounds in the dark that she could not identify and did not want to think too hard about. After a while, she sat down, not because she gave up, but because her legs were shaking. And sitting down was the only thing she knew to do with legs that shook like that. She sat on a flat rock, and she pulled her knees to her chest, and she looked up at the stars, which were out by now, beautiful and cold and entirely unhelpful. And she was afraid. Let's stay with that for a moment. Not dwell on it, but stay with it. Because fear is real, and stories that pretend it isn't real are not honest enough to help anyone. Miriam was afraid. She was 8 years old, it was dark, she was alone, and she did not know where home was. That is a true fear. And if you have ever felt something like it, not in a field at night perhaps, but in the middle of a sleepless hour, not knowing what is coming, not being able to find the path, not being able to make the shaking stop, then you know something of what she felt. But here is what Miriam did not know. She did not know that on the hill behind her, the shepherd had already noticed. He had come home with his flock, had begun the count, and had stopped. Not because he lost count. He never lost count. He stopped because the count was wrong. 99. He counted again, slowly, one by one, his eyes moving across each face, each familiar, particular, individual face. 99. He knew immediately which one was missing. He did not have to check a list. He knew the way you know when a voice is absent from a conversation, the way a room feels different when someone who should be in it is not. He handed his staff to his nephew, said 3 words, and went back into the dark. This is the part of the story that astonishes. Not just that he went, but that he went immediately, without debate, without calculating the odds, without weighing the 99 against the 1, and deciding the 1 was probably all right, without saying, she's probably close. She'll find her way, I'll look in the morning. He went into the dark, into the unfamiliar scrubland, with only a small lamp and his own knowledge of the land, and the absolute, uncalculating certainty that the one who was missing was worth going after. He called her name as he went. Softly at first, not wanting to frighten whatever might be frightened out here at night, not wanting to alarm her, just her name, carried on the dark air, patient, consistent, unhurrying. Miriam. Miriam. She heard it before she believed it. The first time she heard it, she thought it was her own mind, her own hoping making a sound, the way thirsty people imagine water. The second time she sat up straighter. The third time she stood up. And she opened her mouth, and she called back. And it was the most important thing she had ever done. Not because it was brave, she didn't feel brave. She felt shaky and cold and very, very relieved. But because she did it. She called back. It took another few minutes. The voice came closer and closer, and the light of the lamp appeared between two bushes. And then the shepherd was there, his face warm in the lamplight, his expression not angry, not exasperated, not calculating how much trouble she had caused. Just glad. Simply and completely glad. He did not lecture her about the butterfly. He did not explain how worried everyone was. He did not rehearse the list of things that could have happened. He simply put his hand on her shoulder, said her name once more, very quietly, the way you say the name of something you are glad to have found, and turned toward home. She walked close to him the whole way back. Very close, so close that his lamp cast her shadow alongside his two shadows on the path together, the large one and the small one, walking in the same direction, at the same pace. And the whole way back, she held onto the edge of his cloak. Not tight, not pulling, just a hand's width of cloth, just enough to know that she was connected to something that knew the way. There is a verse, you may know it. Which man of you, having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after the one that is lost, until he finds it? Until he finds it. Not until he has looked long enough. Not until a reasonable amount of effort has been expended. Until he finds it. The search does not stop. The shepherd does not return empty-handed. The lamp does not go out in the dark. This is the character of the one the story is about. Beneath all the shepherds and all the folds and all the counting, this is who is being described. The one who looks for you, who calls your name in the dark in the second hour, in the long night when the path has disappeared, and the stars are beautiful and cold and unhelpful, who comes not with exasperation, but with a lamp, who finds you not to scold, but to put a hand on your shoulder and say your name and turn toward home. When Miriam arrived back at the village, there were people awake. Her father, her mother, 2 aunts, an elderly neighbor who had lived through enough nights to know which ones needed company and which ones needed only patience. And when they saw her, when the lamplight reached the edge of the village and they saw the shepherd and the child, there was a sound. Not a great noise, not a celebration loud enough to wake people who were sleeping. Just a sound, the sound of relief finding its way out of a body, the particular exhale of fear releasing, the murmur of gladness moving through a small group of people who love someone and are glad she is home. Miriam was wrapped in a blanket, given warm water to drink, and within a very short time, she was asleep deeply and without difficulty, the sleep of someone who has been frightened and found, which is one of the deepest sleeps there is. Because when you have been found, you can let go. When you know the shepherd came, and the shepherd knew where you were, and the shepherd did not stop looking, you can let go of the watching, the vigilance, the small, tight monitoring of every sound in the dark. You can close your eyes and sleep. If you have felt lost lately, in any of the ways a person can be lost in grief, in uncertainty, in the long second hours of sleepless nights, in the confusing landscape of a life that is not going the way you planned, Let this be your story tonight. The lamp is already out. Your name has already been called. You don't have to find your way back. The shepherd already came. Hold just the edge of the cloak, just a hand's width, just enough to know you are connected to something that knows the way. And let the path appear one step at a time, one soft step in the dark. You don't need to see the whole way home. You only need the next step. And you have that. You have always had that. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. The third hour, the storm. The third hour is the hour of deep sleep. For those who sleep, the body has surrendered to it by now. The breath has grown long and slow. The mind has released its grip on the day, and the deep currents of rest move through a person the way a slow river moves through a quiet valley, unhurrying, doing good work. If you are there, good. Stay there. Let these words simply be a current beneath you, carrying you deeper. You don't need to follow them, just let them move. But for those still awake, for those whose mind is still going, still working, still producing thoughts like a small factory that has forgotten it's nighttime and doesn't know how to close, come with me into the third hour, into a story about shelter. You should know this about sheep. They are not made for storms. This is not an insult. It is simply true. They are made for green fields and clear skies and the slow work of grazing through long summer days. They are made for the fold and the fire and the shepherd's voice. They are not made for what is coming tonight. The shepherd felt it before he saw it. A shift in the air, a sudden drop in temperature that had nothing to do with the normal cooling of the night. A stillness that was not peace but tension, the way a room goes quiet when someone enters with bad news. He had been in enough storms to know the feeling. He stood up. He looked to the northwest, and there it was. A wall of cloud darker than the dark sky behind it, moving with a speed that was not right for an ordinary night cloud, moving the way things move when they mean it, when they have gathered themselves and decided, and are not going to be persuaded otherwise. He had perhaps 20 minutes, maybe less. A shepherd who knows storms does not panic. Panic is the enemy of 20 minutes, because panic spends the first 5 minutes simply being panic, and leaves you only 15 for the work. He moved, quickly but without running, efficiently but without chaos. The way a practiced person moves when time matters, each motion purposeful, no wasted steps. He spoke to the flock first. His voice low and steady, not loud but carrying the voice they knew, the voice that meant it was time to move. And the flock responded, not because they understood what was coming, but because they understood him. They trusted the sound of him. They trusted that when he spoke that way and moved that way, the right thing to do was to follow. There was a cave on the eastern side of the hill. Not large, not comfortable, not the kind of place you would choose under ordinary circumstances. The ceiling was low and the floor was uneven, and it smelled of damp rock and old earth. But it was shelter. It was a place where the wind could not reach, where the rain, when it came, would pound on the stone above and run off down the hill and have no business with the ones inside. He had used it before. He would use it again. He got them there with 10 minutes to spare. In through the narrow entrance, which required some patience and some gentle encouragement, because sheep are not particularly comfortable with narrow entrances. They are animals of open spaces, and the cave mouth was dark, and darkness to a creature of the day is a different kind of darkness than it is to us. But he stood at the entrance and he called, and one by one they came. The young ram came first, which surprised him, courage taking an unexpected shape. The old ewe with the limp came second, which did not surprise him at all. She had learned over her years that the shepherd's voice in a certain tone was not to be second-guessed. And last, after some negotiation, the lamb, who stood at the entrance for 3 full seconds, looking up at the shepherd with that particular expression that lambs have, a kind of bright, nervous uncertainty, a hovering between trust and hesitation. And the shepherd simply waited, did not push, did not lift, simply waited, and let the lamb decide, knowing the lamb would decide correctly, because the lamb had always, in the end, decided correctly. 3 seconds, and then the lamb walked in. He followed them in, and he sat at the entrance, not inside exactly, but not outside either, positioned so that his back was to the stone, and his body was partly in the opening between his flock and the coming storm. This is what shepherds do. They put themselves between. The storm arrived in the way of large things that have been building for a long time, not gradually, not with any courtesy. It simply came, all of it, at once, the wind and the rain, and the sound that was not quite thunder, but was the low voice of the sky speaking in a register too low for comfortable listening. And inside the cave, the flock pressed together. This is another thing about sheep in a storm. They press together, not fighting one another for space, but redistributing, filling in the gaps, becoming one warm, collective, breathing thing, sharing warmth the way people who know better than to be proud about these things share warmth. The shepherd felt the rain hit his back, and he did not move. The wind pulled at his cloak, and he did not move. The cold came in sideways under his collar, across his hands, the particular cold of a hillside storm that is not interested in your comfort and will not be made to care. And he did not move, because behind him the flock was warm, and behind him the lamb was sleeping. There is an image in the Psalms. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. You will not fear the terror of night. It is a strange image, perhaps, for a god. Wings, feathers, a covering. But standing at the mouth of a cave, while rain runs down the back of your neck, it is not strange at all. It is exactly right. The covering comes first. The warmth is secondary. The not fearing comes from knowing something is between you and the thing that frightens you. Something has placed itself in the gap. Something stands in the entrance, and the storm is falling on it, not on you. The shepherd had a name for this feeling, not in a formal sense, not a philosophical term, but a personal one, a word he used only to himself when he sat at the entrance of the cave in the rain. He called it enough. Not more than enough, not abundance, not luxury. Just enough. The flock was in, they were warm, they were together. The storm could do what it wanted to the hillside, and the trees and the empty fold up on the rise. It was welcome to all of it. In here there was enough. He thought during that long storm hour about all the things he could not control. He could not control the weather. He could not make the morning come faster. He could not know yet whether the storm would damage the fold, whether the wall on the north side, the one he'd been meaning to reinforce for 3 seasons, would hold. He could not control any of that. He could only be here, between the storm and the flock. Present. There is something deeply restful about that, once you sit inside it. The understanding that you do not have to control everything, that you never could, that the job is not to make the storm stop. The job is to be between the storm and the ones you love. And even that he did not do alone. He was aware, in that particular way that was not thought exactly, but was deeper than thought, that there was something watching over him while he watched over them. That the cave was not entirely his own provision. That it had been here before him, had been here for generations of shepherds before him, had been shaped by something longer and older than any human plan. That the hill itself was a kind of provision, and whoever made the hill was watching the cave. Somewhere around the 2nd hour of the storm, the lamb woke up. Not with alarm, just woke, with that small particular sound that lambs make, and shifted, and looked toward the entrance, and saw the shepherd's back, and the rain and the dark beyond, and looked for another moment, and then lay back down, and went to sleep. That is trust. Not the absence of awareness, not ignorance of the storm. The lamb knew the storm was there, it saw it. But it saw the shepherd first, and it lay back down. Whatever storm is outside your window tonight, whatever is pressing on the outside of your life, whatever the news holds, whatever the morning might bring, whatever the thing is that you have been turning over and over in your mind since you first lay down, you are in the cave tonight. The storm can have the hillside. It cannot have this. This is a shelter. This is the place where the shepherd put himself between you and the thing you fear, a long time ago, at a cost you could not have asked him to pay, and he paid it anyway and stood in the entrance and said, "Come in. Let the rain do what rain does." You are inside. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. The 4th hour, the valley. The 4th hour. This is the deepest part of the night. The hour that is furthest from both evening and morning. The hour that belongs entirely to itself. Not a transition, not a beginning or an end, just deep, still night. If you have been sleeping, and this voice has reached you in your sleep, let it be a soft current, a murmur beneath you. Do not surface to meet it. Let it pass over you like water over stone, smooth and cool, and carrying you forward. If you are still awake, I am glad you are here. The fourth hour can be hard. I know that. This movement is for those who have walked through the valley. Not a pleasant valley, not the pastoral kind with the meadow and the stream, but the valley of the psalm. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, that valley, his name is Daniel. He is not young, but not old, a man somewhere in the middle country of his years, when the first optimism of youth has mostly been spent, and the patient wisdom of age is not yet fully arrived, and a man can find himself standing in a field he did not choose, wondering how he got here, wondering if the path goes anywhere from this particular point. He has lost something. We don't need to name it exactly. You may know the feeling, the particular weight of a loss that has changed the landscape of your life, so that familiar things look different now. And the future, which once felt like an open room full of light, now feels more like a corridor, narrower, lower ceilinged, the kind of space you have to navigate carefully. He is walking, not because he has somewhere to go, but because the grief is easier when he is moving. When the legs are doing something, the mind can't quite close around the sadness the same way. There are enough other signals coming in, the ground under his feet, the air on his face, the rhythm of steps, that the grief is forced to share the space. So he walks. He finds himself in the growing dark, on a path that descends between two high ridges. The valley. It is not a frightening place in the daylight. He has been through it before. It is simply low ground between two high things, the kind of geography that the land makes without malice, without intention, simply because that is what happens when two things rise. Something must sit between them. But in the dark, the valley is different. The high walls on either side block the starlight, and the path is not always clear. And the sounds that the hillside makes, the settling sounds, the animal sounds, the wind in the grass sounds, they are gathered here and amplified and become something that requires more effort to be at peace with. He walks, slowly, carefully, one hand trailing the wall of rock on his left side, keeping contact, keeping the sense of where the wall is. Because if you know where the wall is, you know where the path is. And if you know where the path is, you can keep moving. He doesn't try to see very far ahead. This took him a long time to learn, that in the valley you look as far as you can see, and you take one step, and that is all. Not all the steps. One step. And here in the fourth hour of the night, walking through his valley, he becomes aware of something. Not a vision, not a dramatic thing, not the kind of thing you could point to or describe clearly. More like a presence than a sight. The way you sometimes know someone has entered the room before you hear them or see them. A shift in the quality of the air. A sense that the space is no longer only your own. He stops. He listens. And into the listening, something comes. A verse he learned as a boy, not by seeking it, just by hearing it so many times that it had embedded itself somewhere deeper than memory, deeper than thought. in the part of a person that keeps things for when they will be needed. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. He has heard this verse 100 times. In bright sanctuaries, in ordinary Sunday mornings, when it was not particularly relevant, in the mouths of well-meaning people who spoke it a little too quickly for it to land. But here in the actual valley, in the actual fourth hour, in the actual dark, it lands. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Not, I will not be in the valley. Not, I will be transported to a better place. Not, the valley is actually fine, and you were wrong about it. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. The valley is the valley, and you are here in it. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. He thinks about this. A rod and a staff, the working tools of a shepherd, not symbols, not metaphors in the first instance, actual wood, actual implements. The rod for protection, a short, weighted club kept at the belt for the moment when a wolf appears or a snake strikes, or something moves out of the dark that should not be there. And the staff, the long crook for pulling wanderers back, for reaching down into places the shepherd cannot reach, for supporting the shepherd himself on uneven ground. Not decoration, not display. These are working tools, and they comfort not by being beautiful, but by being present, by being ready, by saying without words, whatever comes out of this dark, I have what is needed for it. Daniel walks on. He does not feel a great lifting of the grief. That is not what happens in the valley, not usually, not right away. What happens in the valley when it goes well is something quieter. A sense that the path is still there, even in the dark, even when you can't see it all. A sense that the presence walking with him is not troubled by the valley the way he is troubled, is not surprised by it, is not wishing they were somewhere else, is simply walking with him. Unhurrying. He thinks of all the people who have walked this valley before him. The psalm itself is evidence. Someone wrote those words, someone for whom the valley was real, who walked through the actual shadow, who needed to say, I will fear no evil because the alternative was fear, who said it not as a certainty already possessed but as a choice, an act of will. I will, I choose, I am going to. That person walked through. The psalm is proof they walked through. They came out the other side with enough left in them to write something beautiful. He does not know yet where his valley leads. He cannot see the other side from here. That is the nature of valleys. You cannot see the exit from the middle. But he knows the pattern. The pattern is through. Even though I walk through. Not into, not around, not over. Through. He keeps walking. And the stars, which were hidden by the high walls of the valley, begin to appear at the edges of the ridges as the valley slowly begins to open. Not yet out, but opening. The walls are lower, the path is wider. The dark is still dark, but there is more sky in it now, and sky, even night sky, is better than rock walls on both sides. He stops at a place where the path widens enough to sit. He sits on the ground, not gracefully, with the heaviness of someone who has been carrying something for a long time. And he puts his back to the rock, and he looks up at the strip of stars above him, and he breathes in and out. He is not out of the valley, but he is resting in it. And that tonight is enough. He does not have to be through it by morning. He only has to be in it with the one who walks with him. That is the whole assignment for tonight. Not victory, not resolution, not the other side. Just present in the valley with the rod and the staff, with the presence that was there before he arrived and will be there when he leaves. Just walking through. He closes his eyes, and in the 4th hour of the night, in the bottom of the valley, he sleeps. Against the rock in the dark, surrounded by all the sounds of the valley that had frightened him. He sleeps. If you are in a valley, you do not have to pretend it is not a valley. It is. And you are walking through it, not as someone abandoned, but as someone accompanied. The shepherd has been through this particular valley. He knows every turn. He knows where the path widens. He knows where the light comes back in. And he is walking exactly at your pace, not ahead, not pushing from behind beside you, matching you step by step. You will walk through, not because the valley is not hard, but because the shepherd knows the way through it. And he has never lost anyone in the valley. Not once, not ever. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. The 5th hour before the dawn. The 5th hour. This is the hour of the watchers. In the ancient world, in the world of these stories, the night was divided into watches, groups of hours assigned to those whose job it was to be awake, while others slept to look, to listen, to stay alert so that everyone else could lay down their alertness and rest. And the most coveted watch, and the most difficult, was the last one. The watch before dawn. Because it was the darkest. Because in the 5th hour, the night has given everything it has. It has used all its darkness. And the darkness is very deep. And the stars are still out, and the morning is coming, but coming slowly, not yet visible, not yet provable, only promised. And to keep watch in that hour, to stay awake and alert in the dark when morning is promised but not yet visible, takes a particular kind of faith. The young shepherd's name is Samuel. He is 17. This is his 2nd year watching the flock, and his first time on the 5th watch alone. His uncle, who usually shares it with him, is unwell tonight, the kind of unwell that is not alarming but is genuine, the fever that comes and goes in autumn. And so Samuel offered, trying to sound confident, trying not to let his voice go up at the end when he said it. The way voices do when what sounds like a statement is actually a question. He said, "I'll take it." His uncle looked at him for a long moment and said, "All right." And Samuel had walked back to the fold thinking, well, all right then. The first 2 hours of his watch were fine. He had the fire, he had the stars. He had the satisfaction of doing the thing you said you would do, the uncomplicated pleasure of a person who has made a promise and is keeping it. He was alert, he listened carefully. He heard nothing alarming, he checked the gate. He walked the perimeter of the fold 3 times. He was, he felt, an excellent shepherd. The 3rd hour was harder. The cold came properly then, the kind of cold that the fire cannot entirely defeat, that finds the spaces between the cloak and the collar, that makes the joints ache in a way you notice. And the tiredness came with it. The particular, specific, dull weight of a body that has been awake long past the point where it wanted to stop. His eyes wanted to close. Not just wanted, insisted, with a kind of focused campaigning usually reserved for more dramatic causes. He stood up and walked. He splashed water from the bucket on his face. He said things quietly to himself, not prayers exactly, more like reports. I am still here, the flock is quiet, the fire is low. I need to add wood, let me add wood. Practical things, small actions, the kind that keep you present when presence is an effort. The 4th hour was the hardest of all. Because in the 4th hour, the campaign of his eyes became a siege. He was seated again. The fire was built back up. The flock was still. The night was utterly without drama. And in the absence of anything to respond to, his body simply began to let go. His head dropped. He caught himself. His head dropped again. He stood up, sat down, stood up again. And somewhere in the middle of all this, something happened. Not sleep exactly, but not full wakefulness either. A kind of middle country where the fire still flickered at the edge of his vision, and the stars were still there, and the sounds of the fold reached him, but not sharply, softly, as if heard through something. And in that middle country, he became aware of something. A silence. Not the ordinary silence of the night, but a particular silence, the kind that is not an absence of sound, but a presence of something larger than sound. The kind that makes you not want to speak because speaking would be a reduction. He sat very still. His tiredness, which had been so loud a moment ago, was quiet now. He did not know what to do with this silence, so he simply stayed inside it. And into the silence, slowly, the way light moves into a room through a crack in the curtain, something came. Not a voice, not a message, not a vision in the dramatic sense, but a knowing. The kind of knowing that arrives not through effort but through surrender. The kind that finds you when you stop fighting to find it. What he knew was this. He was not watching the flock alone. He had never been watching the flock alone. Every night he had ever spent on this hillside, every careful listening, every walk around the perimeter, every eye held open past the point of comfort, he had done alongside someone who did not need sleep, someone for whom vigilance was not an effort but a nature. He who keeps Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. He had known that verse since childhood, had said it the way you say the things you learn young, fluently, without particular feeling. The way you know the shape of a road you've walked 1,000 times without really seeing it anymore. But tonight, in the 5th hour, in the strange middle country between sleep and waking, The verse came back as something new, as something alive. He who keeps Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Which meant every night Samuel had slept, truly slept, surrendered into it, left himself undefended in all the ways sleep leaves you undefended. Someone else had been awake, not just awake, watching. Watching the fold, watching the hillside, watching the road, watching Samuel himself, watching with the specific, individual, attentive watchfulness that Eli had described. Not a general surveillance, but a named, known, particular care. Every single night, without exception, the watch had been kept. Samuel felt something move through him that he could not quite name. Not emotion, exactly, not sentiment, something older than both of those. Gratitude, maybe, but deeper than the usual gratitude. The gratitude that is not just thank you, but I had not understood until now. He looked at the stars, and the stars, which had been cold and beautiful and entirely unhelpful for 5 hours, suddenly seemed to him like evidence. Evidence that the night was not empty. Evidence that someone had arranged it, had set each one in its place, and still knew where each one was and was keeping them. If that care was lavished on stars, what was lavished on the ones he loved? And then, at the edge of the eastern sky, a chain. Not the dawn itself. Not yet. The dawn was still behind the hills, still gathering itself, still deciding. But a change in the quality of the dark. A barely perceptible lightening. The kind that is more feeling than color. The kind that only the watchers see. Only those who stayed awake long enough to be there when it happened. The coming of morning. He had been told about this moment by his uncle, by his father before that, by every shepherd who had ever pulled the 5th watch and come out the other side. They all described it the same way, not as a dramatic arrival, not as a sudden flood of light, but as a promise becoming visible. As if the morning had been there all along, behind the hill, patient, unhurrying, certain, and the darkness had simply been what was in front of it. And now, slowly, the darkness was moving aside. Not defeated, just finished. Having done what darkness does, it was making way for what comes after. Samuel watched the eastern sky. His tiredness was still there, but it had become something different. It was the tiredness of someone who has kept a promise, the good kind of heavy, the earned kind. The fold was quiet. The flock was breathing. The fire was low but still going. And the morning was coming. He thought of all the mornings that had come before this one. Every morning in the history of the world, every night that had ever ended, every watcher who had ever waited through the 5th hour and had been met by the light. None of them had ever sat waiting in vain. Not one morning had ever failed to come. The pattern had held without exception, without a single deviation in all the years and centuries and millennia that people had been counting them. Night and then morning. Always. There is a line in the Psalms, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Not the night is quick. not you will not weep. Weeping may endure for a night. It is allowed its full duration. It is not rushed or minimized. The night is the night, and it may be long and the weeping may fill it. But the morning comes. Joy comes in the morning. Not might come, not usually comes, not comes if you earned it. Joy comes in the morning. It is as certain as the eastern sky, changing before your eyes right now. As certain as the pattern that has never once been broken. The light was growing, slowly, slowly, with the patience of something that has all the time it needs and knows it. And Samuel stood up, not because he needed to, but because something in him wanted to be standing when the light came, wanted to receive it upright, wanted to meet the morning as a watcher who had stayed, not a sleeper who woke to find it already there. And when the first true light reached the fold, that first cool gray gold morning light that is different from all other light, that is the specific property of the world beginning again. He stood in it and breathed in, slowly, and out. The morning had come, as it always does, as it always will. If you are in a long night, if the morning feels very far away, if the darkness is at its deepest, and you cannot yet see even the suggestion of what comes after, know this: the morning is already coming. Not because you can see it, but because it always comes. Because the pattern is unbroken. Because the one who set the pattern has not set it aside. Your morning is already on its way, already gathering itself behind the hills, already certain, already coming, and the shepherd who never sleeps is already in it, already there, waiting for you in the morning, the way he was with you in the night. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. Reflective application for anxious listeners. If you are still awake, come closer. This part is for you. I want to speak to you directly for a little while, not through a story, not through a character, just directly. The way one person speaks to another in the quiet. You have been listening for a while now, and maybe the stories helped, maybe they softened something, maybe they carried you part of the way toward rest, or maybe you're still here, still awake, still thinking, still in the place where sleep feels like a country with a border you cannot quite cross. That's all right. You are not failing at something. Difficulty sleeping is not a character flaw. It is not evidence that you are doing this wrong. It is simply what happens sometimes, especially to people who carry a great deal, especially to people whose minds are active, whose inner lives run deep, whose care for the world and for the people in it is genuine and ongoing and doesn't stop because the clock says it should. I want to ask you something. What is the thing that is awake in you tonight? You don't need to say it out loud. You don't need to solve it or analyze it or even look at it directly. Just notice it, the way you notice a sound in another room, aware that it's there, not compelled to go find it. What is it? Is it a worry about tomorrow? The particular, familiar weight of something that is coming that you are not sure you are ready for, a conversation, a decision, a day that will require more from you than you feel you currently have, a meeting, a test, a moment that matters. Is it something from today that you cannot stop replaying? The thing you said or didn't say, the moment that went wrong, the look on someone's face that you are still trying to interpret, the version of events that, when you play it back, always arrives at the same uncomfortable point. Is it something larger than today? A grief, a loss, a change that happened or is happening that has rearranged the furniture of your life so thoroughly that you still keep walking into things in the dark, still surprised by the absence of what used to be there, still learning a new geography that you did not choose? Is it your body? The ache that has been there for a while, the symptom you have been trying not to think too much about, the tiredness that is not just tonight's tiredness, but something deeper, something that has been accumulating, something you have been managing so carefully for so long that the management itself is exhausting. Is it someone you love? The one whose life you would rearrange in a moment if you could, the one you lie awake worrying about, the one whose choices you can see but cannot control, the one who is struggling in ways you can't reach, the one who is far away, the one who is close but not close enough, the one who is changed, the one you miss. Whatever it is, I am not going to tell you it is small. I am not going to say, don't worry, as if that were a thing you could simply decide. I am not going to offer you the kind of comfort that costs nothing because it acknowledges nothing. That kind of comfort is not comfort at all. It is just sound. What I am going to say is this. The thing that is awake in you tonight is known, not in a vague, general, God knows everything way, though that is also true. Specifically known, the way Eli knew every sheep in the fold by name, by character, by the particular way each one moved through the world, the one who limped, and the one who tested the edges, and the one who was always second to last, and the lamb who needed 3 seconds at the threshold before coming in. That specifically, that intimately, that personally, your particular worry, your particular grief, your particular ache tonight is known by someone who does not need to be reminded, who is not distracted by other things, who is not less present than he was an hour ago, who has not grown weary of your weariness. There is a verse in the first letter of Peter, quiet but absolute. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. Not present your anxieties in an organized and rational fashion. Not bring your manageable concerns for review. Cast all of it, even the pieces that don't make sense, even the ones you're embarrassed about because they seem too small for prayer, even the ones you've brought before this 100 times and they're still there, even the ones you can't quite articulate, even the formless, unnamed, can't put your finger on it anxiety that just sits there without explaining itself. Cast it, because he cares for you. Not cares about, though that too. Cares for. The active, attentive, watchful care of the shepherd for the sheep. The specific, individual, costly care. The kind that goes out in the dark to look for the one that is missing. The kind that stands in the cave entrance while the storm falls on your back. The kind that walks beside you through the valley, matching your pace step for step. Now, I want to offer you something practical. Not a technique, not a formula, just a practice. A very small, very simple one that some people have found useful in the long hours of the night. Take a slow breath, just one. In through your nose, let your belly rise. And as you breathe out, say one thing. Not a long prayer, not an itemized list. Just one thing, the thing that is most awake in you right now. Say it simply, the way you'd say it to a friend sitting next to you in the dark. No formal language, no careful phrasing, just the thing. I'm worried about tomorrow. I can't stop thinking about what happened. I'm scared about what this means. I miss them. I don't know what to do. One thing, said simply, into the listening dark. Now let it go. Not solved. It doesn't have to be solved tonight. Not answered. Sometimes answers come in the morning light, not the middle dark. Just let go of your grip on it, the way you'd set down a heavy bag at the end of a long road. Not because the bag is gone, but because you are resting now, and the bag can rest beside you, and you don't have to carry it through your sleep. The morning will deal with what the morning needs to deal with. Tonight, the only thing asked of you is rest. Here is something I want you to hold, not as a concept, but as an image, something for your mind to rest on, the way a hand rests on a warm surface. Imagine the fold. Late at night, the fire is low, the flock is all inside, the gate is closed. The shepherd is at the entrance, not pacing, not anxious, not watching the dark with fear, just present, awake, calm. He has seen every kind of night there is. He has been through every storm, every season, every long watch, every valley. And he is not worried about this one. Not your night, not your particular collection of fears and griefs and unanswered questions. He has this night in hand. You are in the fold. You are counted. The gate is closed, and the shepherd is awake. You don't have to be. There is a gift that sleep is, that we sometimes forget. Sleep is an act of trust. Every night, whether we think of it this way or not, every time we close our eyes and let consciousness drift, we are doing something quite remarkable. We are accepting that the world will continue without our supervision. We are conceding that we do not need to be awake for everything to be all right. We are trusting something larger than ourselves to hold things while we are gone. For those of us who struggle with this, it is often because we have learned, somewhere along the way, that things do not hold when we let go of them. That vigilance is survival. That the moment you stop watching is the moment something goes wrong. And perhaps that was true in some season, in some difficult stretch of your history. Perhaps vigilance was necessary and earned you something important. But tonight, in this fold, vigilance is not yours to keep. It has been taken from you, not stripped, offered for, paid for, by the one who does not need to rest, who does not grow weary, who has watched a million nights and never once missed something he needed to catch. You can put down the watching tonight, not because nothing matters, because someone else is watching and he does not miss things. I want to walk with you through something very slowly, very gently. Every part of your body that is holding tension right now. Your shoulders, which may be slightly raised, slightly forward, let them drop them all the way down, further than you think. They can go further there. Your jaw, which may be slightly clenched, just slightly, let it go soft. Let there be space between your upper and lower teeth. Let your tongue rest from the roof of your mouth, there. Your hands, notice your hands, if they are curled at all, if the fingers are making any kind of grip, let them open. Let your palms lie flat or open there. Your forehead, sometimes we don't know we're holding our forehead until we let go of it, release whatever is happening there. Let the brow be smooth. Let the space between your eyes be wide and easy there. And your belly, where worry often lives, where the low-grade hum of anxiety makes its home. Take one breath, let it expand. And as you breathe out, let the muscles there soften. You don't need to brace right now. Nothing is coming right now. There is nothing to brace for, just soften there. You are safe. You are held. You are in the fold. Here is one more thing, and then I am going to let you sleep. Whatever happens tomorrow, the shepherd has already seen it. He has already been there. He exists outside of time in a way we are not fully able to comprehend. But what we can comprehend is this. There is nothing about tomorrow that will surprise him. Nothing that will make him say, "Oh, I didn't see that coming." Nothing that will arrive faster than his care can meet it. He is already in your morning. Already in the conversation that worries you, already in the decision, already in the day that feels uncertain, already there, present with that same calm watchfulness, that same attentive care, that same particular, specific, individual knowledge of who you are and what you need. You do not go into tomorrow alone. You go with the shepherd already there before you. So tonight, you can sleep. You can genuinely, truly, actually sleep. Not because everything is resolved, but because the one who holds the resolution is not waiting for your help. He has it. He has always had it. Rest now. Let your body grow very heavy. Let your breathing grow very slow. Let the fire in the fold be the last thing in your minds. Small, warm, orange steady. And let sleep come, the way morning came to Samuel, the way the lamb lay back down in the storm, the way Miriam fell into rest after being found. Not forced, invited, welcomed it. Sleep. You are held. Sleep. Prayer of surrender. Let us pray together. Very quietly, if you would like to, and if you would simply like to rest while these words are spoken, that is a prayer in itself. Father, you are the shepherd, and we are yours. Tonight, we come to the end of our trying, the end of our reviewing, the end of our managing and calculating and worrying and preparing. We are simply here. In the dark, in the fold, we give you tonight. All of it. The unfinished things, the unanswered questions, the things that are not yet resolved and may not be resolved for some time. We place them in your hands, not because we are done caring about them, but because your hands are larger than ours, and they do not tire, and they do not lose track. We give you the people we love, the ones we are worried about tonight, the ones we wish we could protect more completely, the ones who are carrying things we cannot carry for them, the ones whose lives are going through something hard, the ones who are far from us, the ones who are close but hurting. We release them into your care, not because we stop loving them, but because we love them. And your care is better than our worry. Your watchfulness is better than our sleeplessness. Your hand on their life is more sure than any grip we could keep through the night. Hold them specifically, the way you hold each one of us specifically. The way the shepherd knows every sheep by name, know them. Tonight, hold them. We give you our bodies. These tired bodies that have been at work all day, that have carried us through everything this week has been, that need this rest more than they know how to ask for it. Let sleep heal what sleep heals. Let rest restore what rest restores. Let the body do the good, quiet work it does in the night, without our interference, without our anxious monitoring. Just release into the deep rest you designed us for. We give you our minds, the ones that are still going, still turning things over, still doing the inventory of everything that is uncertain. Quiet them not by force, but the way a hand on a restless child's back quiets without demanding, with presence, with warmth. Let the thinking slow, let the searching stop. Let the mind lie down in the green pasture of your peace. The peace that passes understanding, that doesn't need to be figured out to be received. Just received. We give you tomorrow, which we cannot see from here, which looks from the inside of tonight in the dark, uncertain or difficult or large, but which you already hold, already see clearly, already have a path through. We give it back to you. We uncurl our hands from around it. We stop trying to pre-live it. We let it come in its own time, trusting that when it comes, we will not face it alone. And we give you ourselves, just ourselves, as we are right now, tired and worried and grateful, and full of all the mixed and complicated feelings that are what it is to be a person in this world at this time. We give you the parts we are proud of and the parts we are not, the parts that trust easily and the parts that struggle to trust, the parts that have been wounded and are still healing, the parts that are strong and the parts that are very, very tired. All of it. We give it all to the shepherd, who has never once turned away anything we brought him, who receives us as we are and keeps us through the night and returns us to the morning changed, not by our effort, but by the simple grace of having been held by the one who does not sleep. Let this night be a grace. Let it be the rest it was designed to be. Let whatever needs to heal, heal. Let whatever needs to be released, release. Let the peace that you promised, that is not the peace the world gives, the deep, founded, unshakable peace that does not depend on circumstances. Let it be real here, tonight in this room, in this tired, honest, lying down, trying to rest heart. Let it be real. And in the morning, whenever it comes, let us wake knowing we were held. Even if we don't remember the night. Even if sleep came and went without ceremony. Let something in us know at a level deeper than memory that the shepherd watched, that we were safe, that the fold held, that nothing was lost. Thank you for the night, for the fold, for the watching that never stops, for the love that does not switch off when we close our eyes, for the morning that is already coming, for being here, in this, with us. Amen. Closing outro, first light. It is nearly morning. Not yet, but nearly. The deepest dark has passed, and the world is doing what the world does in these last quiet minutes before the light comes. It is holding very still, as if it too is waiting, as if the earth itself is breathing slowly in the last cool dark, gathering itself, resting in the threshold between night and day. The fold is very quiet now. The flock has been asleep for hours. Long, deep animal sleep. The uncomplicated sleep of creatures who have found shelter and warmth in one another and have surrendered entirely to the night. Their breathing is slow, collective, a soft sound like water, like something very old and very regular and very right. The fire has burned down to coals. Not out, just low. The orange glow of embers is quieter than flames, steadier. There is less drama in it, but more warmth. In some ways, the accumulated warmth of hours of burning, stored in the coals, radiating slowly, patiently. The warmth of something that has been going a long time and knows how to last. The shepherd is at his post. He did not sleep. He never sleeps when the flock is out. But he is not weary in the way that you might expect. There is a kind of wakefulness that is not the same as the wakefulness of someone fighting sleep. It is the wakefulness of someone who is simply present, alert not with effort but with nature, the way a candle is alert without trying. He is watching the eastern hills. He has watched this moment come 1,000 times. More than 1,000. He knows exactly what to look for, the particular way the edge of the far hill begins to separate itself from the sky, the way they are one thing in the deep night, unified, indistinguishable. And then, slowly, as the light begins to gather behind them, they become two things again, the sky and the hill, each with its own edge, each with its own character, the world recovering its distinctions. He loves this moment. Not loudly, he is not a man who loves things loudly, but quietly, deeply, the way you love something so familiar that you have stopped explaining why and just experience it, let it land. The moment the world becomes two things again. The lamb stirs in its sleep. A small sound, a shift, and then still again, dreaming something, whatever lambs dream, perhaps green fields and the smell of its mother and the specific quality of afternoon light on the hillside, perhaps only warmth and movement, perhaps nothing at all that we would recognize as a dream, just the body continuing its work in the quiet. The old you with the limp exhales, a long, slow sound, contentment made audible. The young ram is on his side, all that sideways energy, all that testing and pressing, completely at rest, the sleep of the young, which is absolute, which does not hedge or hold back, which goes all the way down into rest with the same commitment with which it does everything else. The shepherd looks at them, all of them, and he feels what he always feels at this hour, a feeling he has no word for, a mixture of things that do not usually travel together, gratitude and affection and satisfaction, and something almost like wonder, that this is his work, that he was made for this, that the counting and the watching and the going out in the dark, and the standing in the cave entrance in the rain, that all of it leads here, to this fold, in this particular pre-dawn hush, with this particular flock, all present, all well, all sleeping. If you are still awake, let the fold be your image now. You are in it. You are one of the ones who is all present, all well, all resting or nearly resting, counted, named, known, held. The shepherd is watching, not with tension, not with worry, with that quiet, warm, satisfied watchfulness, the kind that does not need anything from you, does not require your attention, does not ask you to stay awake and reciprocate. Just watching the way a good shepherd watches, with love that does not demand to be acknowledged to be real. Let your body be very heavy now. Let it be as heavy as it wants to be. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore tonight. You don't have to hold anything. Everything that needed holding has been given over. Let gravity have you, let the mattress, the pillow, the warmth around you, let it all be what it is, a gift, a fold, a shelter, a place the shepherd prepared. Your breathing is slow now, or becoming slow. In and out. In and out. Let each breath be a little slower than the last. Not forced, just allowing the breath to find its resting rhythm. The rhythm it knows, the one the body has been doing since before you can remember, since before there was a you to remember anything, just this. In and out. The eastern sky is changing. The shepherd sees it now, the first true suggestion of color, not light exactly, but the promise of light. The sky moving from its deepest blue-black towards something, the hint of what is coming, the color that is not quite any color yet, but is the beginning of all of them. He smiles, quietly to himself, as he always does. Morning is faithful. You can count on it the way the shepherd counts on it, with the uncalculating certainty of something that has never been wrong, that has never failed to appear, that has never left the watchers in the dark permanently. Whatever your night has been, your morning is coming. It may be the physical morning when the sun rises and the birds begin and the world resumes its daily work. Or it may be a different kind of morning, the morning of a season, the morning after a long night of difficulty, the morning when something changes, when a grief lifts, when an answer comes, when the path that was hidden in the valley becomes visible again in the light. Both kinds of morning are coming. Both are certain. Both are in the shepherd's hands. Let the coals be warm in your mind's eye. Orange low steady. Let the fold be around you, stone walls, familiar, old, mended 1,000 times strong. Let the breathing of the flock be the sound around you. All of them, the limping one and the testing one, and the second to last one and the lamb, all of them breathing slowly, deeply, at rest. And let the shepherd be at the entrance, watching, awake, not going anywhere. The Lord is my shepherd. Let those words be a weight in you, a warm, settling weight, not heavy in the way that burdens, heavy in the way that grounds, that anchors, that connects you to something larger and older and steadier than you. I shall not want. Not, I will have everything I desire. I shall not want. I will not lack what I truly need, the things that are essential, the shelter, the care, the watching, the being known. I will not be without those things. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Not, he suggests I rest. He makes me lie down. Sometimes the rest is given, not earned, not arrived at by my own effort. Sometimes the shepherd simply arranges the green pasture, and my legs fold under me, and I am down before I quite decided to be, and the grass is cool, and the sun is warm, and I am resting. Perhaps tonight is that. Perhaps tonight is the pasture. Perhaps the lying down was his doing, and the only thing left for you is to accept it. He leads me beside still waters, not rushing water, not the dramatic waterfall, not the white water river that demands your attention and your vigilance and your skilled navigation. Still waters, quiet surface like glass reflecting the sky, making no demands, simply there, available, cool and still and ready to receive whatever you bring to them. This is the rest he offers. Still, he restores my soul. Let that be tonight. Let tonight be restoration. Whatever has been worn down, whatever has been depleted, whatever has been running on less than full for too long, let this sleep, this darkness, this held and shepherded night, let it be the restoring of something. Not fixed all at once, not resolved in a night, but restored a degree, a small returning of something that was lost, a small filling of something that had run low. Restoration begins somewhere. Let it begin here, in this fold, in this night. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. All the days, including tomorrow, including the difficult ones, including the ones you cannot yet see, including the ones that look uncertain from here. Goodness and mercy following, not sometimes, not in the easy seasons, all the days. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is where the psalm ends. Not with a dramatic moment, not with a fanfare, with dwelling. The word for dwelling in Hebrew, yashab, means to sit, to remain, to settle, to be at home in a place. The final promise of the psalm is not rescue, though it includes rescue. It is not triumph, though it includes that too. The final promise is home. You will be at home forever, not temporarily sheltered, not passing through, not a guest who might overstay a welcome. Home, You are already moving toward that. Every night of rest, every fold you come into, every gate that closes behind you, and the counting that finds you present. You are moving toward the home that has always been prepared. The place where the shepherd is not just watching the entrance, but has gone ahead to prepare the rooms. The place where the night is over not because the darkness lifted, but because there is no night there. Until then, tonight you are in this fold. This particular fold. This night with its particular sky, its particular cold, its particular fire and its particular sounds. And in this fold you are held. Let the words go now. You don't need them anymore. Let the story rest. It will be here in the morning. It has always been here. It will always be here. These ancient, patient words, waiting quietly like a good book on a nightstand, not demanding to be read in this moment, just present, available for when you need them again. But right now, there is nothing left to do. Nothing left to think. Nothing left to worry or plan or prepare. Just this. Just now. Just the fold. Just the fire. Just the breathing. Just the shepherd. Just rest. In. Out. The eastern sky is still changing. Very slowly. Very quietly. The way all the best things change. Sleep now. Sleep. The shepherd is watching. The gate is closed. You are counted. You are known. You are home. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known. The way home. The night continues, still and deep. The fold is quiet, and there is more. There is a story, older than the others we have told tonight, from the time of the great prophets, from a season in the history of Israel when the world felt very loud, and the loudness was wearing. And even the most faithful of people found themselves in places they had not expected to be. This story is about a man named Elijah. And it is at its heart a story about what happens when you are very, very tired. You should know something about Elijah. He was not a timid man. He was not someone given to quiet corners and gentle living. He was a fire and thunder man, a man who had stood before kings without flinching, who had called down rain on a dry land, who who had gone to the mountain of God and stood in the presence of something that would have undone most people. He was, by any measure, an extraordinary person, and he was exhausted. The story tells us he traveled a day's journey into the wilderness and sat down under a juniper tree, and he asked to die. Let's stay with that for a moment, gently, without alarm. Because this is what extreme exhaustion does, not to broken people, not to weak people, but to faithful people who have been going a very long time, on very little, who have been giving and giving from a well that had not been refilled, who have been strong for so long that the strength itself has become a kind of burden. This is what it looks like when that runs out. You sit under the first tree you find, and you say, enough. The text says, he lay down and slept. Just that simply, matter-of-factly. He slept. Not he wrestled with whether to sleep, not. He tried to gather himself, not. He pushed through. He lay down and slept. And there is something in this that I want you to hold for a moment. The body, when it is truly spent, knows what it needs. Even in the middle of a wilderness, even under circumstances that do not look like the right time or the right place for rest, the body simply takes what it needs. What happened next is one of the quietest miracles in all of Scripture. An angel touched him. Just that. Touched him. Not a vision, not a voice from the sky, not a great revelation to answer his exhaustion with something equal in size. A touch. The specific, physical, individual gentleness of contact, of presence, of something saying without words, I am here, I am near, you are not alone under this tree. And then the angel said, arise and eat. And Elijah looked, and there was a cake baked on coals and a cruse of water. I want you to notice what was not said. The angel did not say, arise and explain yourself. Did not say, arise and account for where you have been and where you are going. Did not say, arise and produce evidence that you deserve to be cared for. Did not say, arise and compose yourself. Arise and eat. Here is bread, here is water, the two most basic things, the oldest provision, the simplest possible answer to the oldest possible need. Get up and eat. Elijah ate and drank, and lay down again. He lay down again. This is important, this second lying down. The first was collapse, the surrender of a man who had nothing left. The second was rest, the rest of a man who has eaten, who has been touched, who has been met, who has been given exactly what he needed with no commentary and no conditions, and who can now lie down not in despair, but in something closer to peace. The angel came a second time. Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. The journey is too great for thee. Not the journey should not be too great, you should be stronger. Not, let me explain why the journey feels long. Not, the journey will be shorter than you think. The journey is too great for thee. Acknowledged, validated, seen. Your tiredness is real. Your exhaustion is real. The distance ahead is genuinely more than your current resources can carry you through. I see it. Now eat. There is a kind of care that goes straight past the problem to the solution. That says, I know, and here is bread. Not, let's discuss the problem. Not, let me help you understand why you are tired. Not, have you considered these strategies for managing your energy? Here is bread. Here is water. The most ancient, most basic, most inarguable provision. And Elijah arose and ate and drank. And in the strength of that food, he traveled 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days. From a cake on coals and a jar of water. From being touched and told to eat. This is the mathematics of divine provision, which does not follow ordinary arithmetic, which gives simple things that carry extraordinary distances, which meets us at the lowest point under the tree in the wilderness, when we have asked to be done, and offers not a speech, but a meal. He came to a mountain, and he went into a cave, and he spent the night there. And the word of the Lord came to him, and said, What are you doing here, Elijah? Not an accusation, not a reprimand, the same tone you might use with someone you love, who has ended up somewhere surprising, asking not to correct them, but to be with them, to draw them out, to let them say the thing. What are you doing here? And Elijah said the thing. He told it all, the whole long, exhausted account. What he had done, what had happened, how he was the only one left, and they were seeking his life. He poured it out. And the Lord said, Go and stand on the mountain. And then came the wind, a great strong wind that broke rocks. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. A still small voice. In the Hebrew, the phrase is called demamadaka, which means the voice of a thin silence, the sound of a gentle blowing. Some translators say the sound of sheer silence, a silence that itself speaks. Not in the earthquake, not in the fire, not in the things that shake the world. In the thin silence after, in the still small voice. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his mantle. He covered his face. The posture of someone in the presence of something holy, not in terror, in reverence, in the particular awe of a man who has been through the wind and the earthquake and the fire, and who has discovered that none of those was the thing, that the thing was this whisper, this voice of gentle silence, this still small word that reached him where the wind could not. If you have been waiting for God to answer you in the earthquake, if you have been listening for the great booming voice, the unmistakable sign, the unambiguous answer in capital letters that leaves no room for doubt, consider tonight that the answer may have already come. In a different register, in the thin silence, in the still small voice that does not compete with the noise, that waits for the noise to pass, that speaks in the after. You are in the after right now. The noise of the day has passed. The wind is done. The fire is low coals. And in this particular quiet, in the still and the dark and the held and the held, there may be a voice, not loud enough to command, but present enough to reach. Not an earthquake, but a touch. Not a great revelation, but bread. Simple, specific enough. What are you doing here? It is not an accusation. It is an invitation. To tell the thing, to pour it out, to say the whole long exhausted account into the listening dark. And to know that the listening is real, that someone is on the other end of it, that the thin silence is not empty, it is full. Full of the still small voice. Full of the one who is not in the earthquake, but is in the whisper. Rest now. You have been in enough wind for one day. The still small voice is here. You don't have to shout to find it. Just be quiet and let it find you. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. There is a meadow in this story. There is always a meadow. It appears in the psalm, "He maketh me to lie down in green pastures." But it also appears in every real shepherd's life, every day, somewhere between the dawn and the dusk. There is a meadow, or a hollow, or a sheltered slope where the grass is thick and good, and the shepherd brings the flock to it, and they are simply there. In the green, in the good grass, in the particular kind of peace that comes from having what you need exactly where you are. This movement has no dramatic character, no lost child, no storm, no valley. It is simply the meadow, because some hours of the night are not for drama. Some hours are for green. The meadow is in a fold of the hills, the kind of place the hills make naturally. When two slopes come together below, they make a cup, and in the cup, water collects. And where water collects, the grass grows thick and deep, and the color of something you can't quite name, the color that is green but is also something grass does with light, something particular to early morning and late afternoon, and places where the water is near. The shepherd brings the flock here in the late morning, after the dew has dried, because wet grass is not good for grazing. The shepherd knows this. The flock doesn't think about it. They simply follow and arrive at the right place at the right time because they trusted the one who led them there. And once they arrive, the flock spreads out. This is the word for it in the original. They spread, they diffuse, the tight formation of movement loosens. Each animal finds its own patch, its own particular few square feet of meadow, and settles into the specific work of simply being present in a good place. Watch them for a moment. The old ewe with the limp has found a patch near the north edge of the meadow, where the grass is slightly taller. She has learned over her years to go to the edges where the taller grass grows. Where the others haven't already been, she is patient about it. She is not in a hurry. She lowers her head and begins. The young ram is in the middle, of course, in the fullest, most central, most visible part of the meadow. Not because the grass is better there, it's about the same, but because the young ram is always in the middle, always in the place that feels most like the thing is happening. He'll learn. The second to last ewe is, as ever, second to last to find her patch behind most of the flock ahead of the lamb. in exactly the position that is her position in the world as she has arranged it, quietly, without announcement, without apology. She lowers her head and is at peace. And the lamb is not at first grazing. The lamb is running. 3 short sprints in different directions, because the meadow is wide and the grass is interesting, and there are things to investigate, and the morning is very full of potential. And then, gradually, as the energy moves through and out, the lamb settles, finds a patch near its mother, and at last lowers its head. And the meadow is full and quiet, and everyone is where they should be. The shepherd sits on a stone at the edge, not working exactly, not resting exactly, occupying that particular in-between state that belongs to shepherds in meadows, watching without tension, present without urgency, the body still while the eyes move slowly across the flock, checking, not anxiously, the way you run your hand over something familiar to confirm what you already know. All is well. All is well. All is well. He has a blade of grass between his fingers. He turns it slowly, feeling the edges, the particular way grass bends without breaking if you bend it right. It's a thing he's been doing since he was a boy. He doesn't know when he started. It is simply what his hands do when his mind is at rest. A small, unconscious, physical expression of ease. The sun moves across the meadow. Slowly, the way the sun moves when you have time to notice it, when you are not moving faster than the light, when you have stopped long enough to see that the shadow of the stone has shifted, that the quality of the light has changed from the bright of mid-morning to the deeper gold of approaching noon. The flock moves slightly with it, the way sheep graze, not all at once, but drifting slowly, the whole flock shifting in the direction of the untouched grass. A collective, unhurried, purposeful drift. This is the picture. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Not, he advises a rest period. Not, he suggests that when time permits, restoration might be appropriate. He maketh me. He brings me here, he leads me to this meadow. He knows which meadow. He knew before I arrived which cup of the hills held the best grass. He had it in mind before I was out of the fold this morning. The meadow was prepared. This is a word for the one who has been working very hard, who has been giving very much, who has been running from task to task, from need to need, from one thing to the next thing without sufficient time between them, who has forgotten, perhaps, what it feels like to be in the meadow. The meadow is not a reward. This is important. It is not something you earn by completing the work, not something released to you when you have justified your rest. The psalm does not say, He maketh me to lie down when I have been good enough. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Full stop. The lying down is his work. The green is his provision. The pastures are already there, already prepared, already waiting. Your job is only to arrive and lower your head. And sometimes, when we don't go willingly, when the pace we keep does not allow for the meadow he maketh us, he arranges the circumstances. The body gives way, the calendar clears, The thing you were rushing toward resolves itself without your final push, and you find yourself, unexpectedly, in the meadow, asking how you got here. And the answer is, he brought you here. He has always been trying to bring you here. Let tonight be the meadow. Let tonight be the lying down that is his work, not yours, not a collapse, not a defeat, not a giving up. A leading. He led you here to this night, to this darkness, to this warmth, to this voice, to this fold and this fire and this quiet. He knew you needed it. He has always known you needed it. And he led you here. He leadeth me beside the still waters. After the pasture, the water. Still water. Not the rushing water that demands your navigation. Not the deep water that requires your skill. Still water. Water that is already there. Already calm. Already reflecting the sky. Already asking nothing of you but to come near and drink. Come near and drink. There is water here. There has always been water here in every dry season, in every difficult year. There has been water. You may not have always found it easily, but it was always there. The provision was always there. The still place was always there. The lamb by midday is lying down in the grass. Not asleep, but resting that particular lamb posture, legs tucked under, chin lifted, eyes half open, and half closed, the posture that is not quite sleep and not quite wakefulness, the comfortable middle place. The sun is warm. The grass is soft. The meadow is exactly what a meadow is supposed to be. And in the middle of the meadow, in the warmth, in the still and the good, Elijah's bread has been baking on the coals again. Not Elijah's, yours. Something simple, something prepared, something waiting for you to notice it. The provision is always simpler than we expect, and more sufficient. Lie down in the green pasture. This is the green pasture. This night, this darkness, this slow breathing, this voice. This is the meadow the shepherd brought you to. Lie down. Let the grass be soft. Let the water be still. Let the sun move across the sky. You don't have to watch it go. In slowly. And out. Let the meadow hold you. It was made for this. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. The 8th hour. We are deep in the night now, deep in the kind of stillness that only accumulates over hours, the kind that settles not all at once but layer by layer, like snow, slowly, quietly, each hour adding a layer to the silence, until by now the silence is very deep and very soft and very complete. Eli is still at his post. He has been at it all night, as shepherds are, and the night has given him a great deal to look at, the fire and the stars and the passing of the hours and the slow drift of the flock in their sleep. One small sound and then another and then silence, the night's own language, which he has long since learned to read. He is looking at the stars, not with any particular purpose, just looking. The way you look at something beautiful when you have time to look, when no one is asking you to do anything else, when the looking itself is enough, and you let the thing be beautiful without needing to do anything with the beauty. The sky tonight is extraordinary. Not every night is. Sometimes the sky is heavy with cloud. Sometimes it is hazy. Sometimes the fire is bright enough to wash out everything near it. But tonight the sky has given itself entirely. No cloud anywhere, the stars from horizon to horizon. More stars than you ever quite believe are there, until a night like this one proves it. He thinks about something his father told him. There is a verse, his father had said, that says he counts the stars and calls them each by name. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Those two things are in the same song, side by side, the stars and the broken hearts. Eli had not understood why his father found that so remarkable. He does now. The scale of it. The stars are uncountable, not literally. They have a number, everything has a number. But the number is so far beyond human counting that it might as well be infinite, thousands of years of people looking up at this sky and trying to count, and still the count is not complete. And yet he calls them by name. Not just knows the number, not just created them and keeps them in their orbits by some great impersonal force. Calls them by name. Each one individually named, known in relationship. And the same psalm, the same breath, the same God. Heals the brokenhearted. Binds up their wounds. The God who is large enough to name the stars bothers with broken hearts. Not just bothers with them, specializes in them, is not deterred by them, is not overwhelmed by the number of them any more than he is overwhelmed by the number of stars. Every broken heart in every sleepless night, in every bed, in every city and village and quiet room. Every one of them individually known, individually tended, individually named. Isaiah puts it even more directly. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Even the young ones get tired. Even the strong ones falter. This is not an exception. It is the rule. It is the honest statement of what it is to be human, to have a body, to expend energy in a world that asks for more than we always have. And the provision is not, try harder. The provision is, hope in the Lord. And those who hope will renew their strength, will soar on wings like eagles, will run and not grow weary, will walk and not faint. Eli traces a line between three stars with his eyes. He doesn't know what they're called in any formal sense, but he has names for them, personal names, the way you name the things that are yours. The one that looks slightly red to him, he calls the ember, because it reminds him of a coal that has been going a long time and is very hot but does not look it. The very bright one near the horizon he calls the first and last, because it is the first star out at dusk and the last one visible at dawn. The one that does not seem to move while the others turn around it. He has no name for it, he just calls it the still one. He supposes that the one who actually named the stars has better names. He supposes the actual names are things he could not pronounce, or things that exist in a register he cannot hear. names that are more like music than language, names that carry meaning he would not have words for. He does not mind this. He finds it restful, actually, that there are things beyond his comprehension that are nonetheless beautifully held. He turns this over in his mind. All the things that are beyond his comprehension. The way the lamb knows its mother's voice among all the voices. The way grass grows without being asked. The way water finds its way downhill through every kind of stone, patient, unhurrying, always arriving. The way the body heals from the inside, without instruction, without supervision, without any effort on the part of the one being healed. All of it beyond his comprehension, and all of it held by the one who names the stars. And here is the thing that quiets him. If the stars are named, he is named. If each one of the uncountable lights of the sky is individually known, he is individually known. More than the stars, because the psalm about stars is written by the same hand that wrote about the shepherd, and the shepherd does not call the flock by a general name. The shepherd knows each one, which means Eli is not lost in the number. He is not a generic element of a general creation. He is Eli specifically, the one with the 2 large stones in the northeast corner of the fold, the one who learned the counting from his father, the one who goes quiet when the stars come out. That Eli, known. And if that is true of Eli, it is true of you. You are not lost in the number. You are not a statistic or a demographic or an unnamed element of a general plan. You have a name, and the one who names the stars knows it, has always known it. Knew it before you were born, before there was a you to have a name. The psalm says, before I formed you in the womb I knew you, which means the knowing precedes the existence. The knowledge is not a response to you. It is prior to you. It is what you were brought into being within. You were born into being known. Let that be very still in you for a moment. You were born into being known. You do not have to become known. You do not have to achieve a level of significance that earns knowledge. You were known before the achieving began. You were known before there was anything to achieve. Just known. The stars are turning above the fold, as they always do. Their slow, enormous, wheeling turn around the still one, the ancient mechanism of the sky doing what it was made to do without haste, without drama, simply faithful. And the shepherd who made them is also watching the fold. Both things at once, the vastness and the smallness, the stars and the sleeping lamb, the universe and the broken heart, both held, both named, both tended, with the same attention, with the same specific, individual, unhurrying care. You are being watched over tonight, not in a way that feels intrusive, not surveillance, not observation for record keeping. Watched over the way you watch over something you love. The way a parent watches a sleeping child, not looking for something to fix, just present, glad it is well, glad it is breathing, glad it is there. That is the watching. You are the sleeping child tonight. and the one who named the stars is glad you are here, is glad you are breathing, is glad you are there. Let the stars be your canopy tonight. All of them, every named, numbered, cared for light. Let them be the ceiling of your fold, and let the one who named them tend you the way he tends them. With that enormous, unhurrying, never sleeping attention, you are in good hands tonight. You have always been in good hands. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. You're still here. That's all right. Some nights the mind is the last thing to surrender, and that is not a failure. It is simply the nature of a mind that cares, that is engaged with the world, that takes its responsibilities seriously. I want to speak to you again, very softly, for just a few more minutes. There is a question I want to ask you, and I want you to answer it honestly, just to yourself, just here in the dark where it is safe to be honest. When did you last truly rest? Not slept, not been unconscious, truly rested, the kind of rest that replenishes something, that sends you back into the world with more than you arrived with. For many of us, the answer is not recently. We have become very skilled at the appearance of rest, the lying down, the closing of eyes, the going through the motions of a restful person, while the mind continues its work, while the planning continues, while the replaying continues, while the list continues to compile and revise. This is not a critique. It is an observation from a place of complete compassion. The mind that cannot stop is often the mind that is trying to keep something from falling. You have learned somewhere that your vigilance is load-bearing, that something will go wrong if you stop watching, that the maintenance of certain things requires your continuous attention. And sometimes that is true. There are seasons of life where the vigilance is genuinely necessary, where the watching is genuinely load-bearing, where you really cannot afford to look away. But tonight, in this hour, in this fold, I want you to consider very gently that the thing you are trying to hold up may already be held, not by your vigilance, but by something older than your vigilance, something that was holding it before your watching began, something that will hold it after you sleep. The fold does not stand because the shepherd never closes his eyes. The fold stands because it was built well, and the walls are stone, and the gate is good, and the one who watches is not you. Your vigilance is not the thing keeping the world together. I know that feels true sometimes. I know that the anxious mind makes a very compelling case for your indispensability. It says, if you stop watching, something will be missed if you sleep. Something will slip if you let go even for one night. But consider Elijah. Under his tree, having given everything, having run as far as he could run, and then sat down and said, enough. And while he slept, bread was baked, water was prepared, a touch was already arranged. The provision was not waiting for his vigilance. It was waiting for his rest. Consider the lamb who looked at the storm and then looked at the shepherd and lay back down. Not because the storm was gone, but because the shepherd was there. The storm in your mind tonight is real. I am not going to say it isn't, but the shepherd is also real. And he is there. And he has not moved since you last looked. And he is not going to move while you sleep. Can I offer you one small thing? One very small practice for the mind that cannot stop. Name 3 things you are grateful for. Not a long list, not an exercise in positivity. Just 3 real things, specific things. Things that are actually good in your life tonight. They don't have to be large. The warmth of the bed. The fact that you are breathing. One person in your life who is real and present and good. 3 things. Say them to yourself quietly in the dark, like setting 3 stones on a table. Something solid, something real. Something that is true regardless of what else is true. Now, let those 3 things be the last things your mind holds tonight. Not the worry, not the list, not the thing that has been circling. 3 good things. Real, true, yours, and let the mind rest on them. The way the lamb rests on the grass. Fully, without reservation, without one eye open. The shepherd is watching. You don't have to. The gate is closed. The walls are standing. The count is complete. Everyone is in, including you. Breathe. In. Out. Let go. We are at the end of the night now. The fold is very still. The fire has burned down to the last warm glow, barely orange now. Just the memory of fire, the heat without the light, the warmth that remains after the burning is done. The stars are beginning, very faintly, to change. Not light yet, but the first, barely perceptible shifting of the deep sky, the slow beginning of what the morning does before it arrives, that thing that only the watchers see. The night is ending, and you have been held through all of it. Through the counting and the finding and the storm and the valley, and the waiting and the meadow and the stars. Through every hour, through every word and every silence. You have been held. Take one last slow breath. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. the sleep of the lamb in the storm, the sleep of Elijah under the tree, the sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. all the way in and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known the way home. In, all the way in, and out, all the way out. Let the last of the holding go. Let the last of the watching go. Let the last of the trying go. The shepherd has the rest of this night. He has the morning. He has whatever comes after the morning. He has all of it. You can sleep now. Truly sleep. Deep, real, healing sleep. The sleep of the sheep in the fold. The sleep of the lamb in the storm. The sleep of Elijah under the tree. The sleep of those who have been found and sheltered and led through, and met in the thin silence, and brought to the meadow and known by name. Sleep. The shepherd knows the way home. He has always known. The way home.